The Washington game. Eric Hovde's been playing it for 24 years. Hovde ran a hedge fund that used Uncle Sam to buy banks. He traded on government contacts to profit from taxpayer bailouts. Hovde gamed the system and bet against American companies and homeowners. After financial markets collapsed and families lost their life savings, Hovde bragged that he made a 40% profit. Eric Hovde. He wins, taxpayers lose.
I'm Tommy Thompson, and I approve this message.
In Congress, Mark Neumann voted for over 2,000 earmarks, including the Bridge to Nowhere. Congressman Neumann voted 4 times to increase our debt. His green energy company even took Obama's stimulus money, and Neumann lobbied Congress for more. First, Neumann viciously attacked Scott Walker, saying Walker has no concern for taxpayers. Ridiculous. Now, negative Neumann's making false attacks against conservative businessman Eric Hovde. We've had enough negative Neumann.
I'm Eric Hovde. I approve this message. Miss me that time. What do career politicians do? They sling mud. Mark Neumann and Tommy Thompson are slinging mud to distract from their own weakness. Just like Congressman Neumann savaged Scott Walker, now he's distorting my record. Neumann hopes you'll forget his 4 votes to raise the national debt, and Tommy Thompson is desperate to hide his support for Obamacare. I'm Eric Hovde. I approve this message. I'm going to stay focused on the real issues while those guys sling mud.
Washington, D.C., home of the mud. D.C. politicians sling mud and tell lies. Take professional politicians Tommy Thompson and Mark Neumann. First, Neumann attacked Governor Walker. Now Neumann and Thompson are attacking Eric Hovde. No wonder. Neumann's trying to hide his 4 votes to raise the national debt limit. Thompson's trying to hide his support of Obamacare. Tommy Thompson, Mark Neumann. They're what's wrong with Washington.
I'm Eric Hovde, and I approve this message.
I'm Mark Neumann, and I approve this message.
The difference between Eric Hovde and old Bessie the dairy cow? On bank bailouts.
Without question, I was an advocate from the get-go to inject capital into the banking system.
On higher taxes.
Look, I have no problem with me getting charged higher taxes.
Eric Hovde. Billions for bank bailouts and higher taxes. The difference? Old Bessie's a real cow. Eric Hovde's not a real conservative.
$787 billion taxpayer dollars on the Obama stimulus. But where did the money go? Billions on green energy programs, international and research, and to Eric Hovde. His company received over $2 million in dozens of federal grants. Not surprising, Hovde advocated a federal stimulus program even before it passed, leading us towards bankruptcy. Call Hovde. Tell him to end the wasteful stimulus spending. Paid for by Americans for Job Security. Not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee.
I'm Mark Neumann, and I approve this message.
Mark Neumann, 96% rating from the American Conservative Union, ranked Wisconsin's most conservative congressman in decades. So why is Eric Hovde lying about Mark Neumann? Like Barack Obama, Hovde supported billions in stimulus for high-speed rail. And like Obama, billions more to bail out banks. No wonder Hovde gave money to elect Jim Doyle. Eric Hovde, too liberal with the truth and your money.
Just who is Eric Hovde? Eric Hovde spent 24 years in Washington, profiting from big government spending on taxpayer-funded bailouts, wasteful government subsidies. And Hovde refused to pay his property taxes until he was taken to court. Eric Hovde, nothing like us. Tommy Thompson is pure Wisconsin. We can trust Tommy to cut reckless spending, balance the budget, repeal Obamacare. Tommy Thompson, the conservative who can win for Wisconsin.
I'm Tommy Thompson, and I approve this message.
When Tommy Thompson was governor, he proposed raising the gas tax. He called for higher taxes on nursing home beds. In all, Thompson pushed for 9 different tax hikes.
And Eric Hovde? In a national TV interview, Hovde said he had no problem with raising taxes. And Hovde supported tax-raising Governor Jim Doyle. On taxes, Hovde's like Thompson, only worse.
Club for Growth Action is responsible for the content of this advertisement.
I'm Tommy Thompson, and I approve this message.
Eric Hovde gave money to Jim Doyle's campaign at the same time Doyle signed a massive tax increase.
Yes, I made a contribution back in 2005, probably done because of being hit up and strong-armed by Doyle. One year I capitulated.
Hovde admits he capitulated to liberal Jim Doyle to protect his real estate deals. Tommy Thompson stood up to liberals like Jim Doyle his whole career. Hovde capitulated. That's a risk we can't afford.